What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole, and I'm a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And I just got a comment on one of my videos from a guy named Reed. His name used to be Reed on YouTube, but now it's something about tapering off Suboxone or something Suboxone. But I'll tag him in the comments below when I upload this video. But I always get these questions, and so I'm not mad or anything. I just thought it would be a good time to talk about it. And it is, do I count my time on Suboxone as clean time? And I thought that was a really good question. And so, there's no stupid questions. I love answering people's questions. If you're curious about anything, please ask me. Please ask me. I would rather share it with you and let you know than, for you not to know and just kind of be wondering. So, do I count my time on Suboxone as clean time? And the answer to that is absolutely yes, I do. And I will give you a reason why I absolutely count my time on Suboxone as clean time. Okay, so first of all, it's important for you to know my drug history, okay? So the history of my drug addiction, opiates didn't come into my addiction heavily, like a heavy daily use, until the last 6 or 7 years of my addiction. So I was addicted for a total of 13 years. And so the first half of my addiction was straight up stimulants, all day, every day, baby, and benzos. Some alcohol. I love to get drunk. I would drink to just get drunk no matter what. But I was a speed freak. I was always shooting meth, cocaine, smoking crack, anything that made my heart go 90 to nothing. I wanted more of that. So it wasn't until I moved to Little Rock that I started daily use of opiates. Okay. I had of course gotten high on opiates many times before, but it wasn't something that I actively would seek out. I was always looking for meth or cocaine, and I was always
new visitor.
And I was an IV user from the moment I started to try and hold on. Sorry about that, you guys. I just hate when the notifications are going like that, and I don't want to be rude. So I was an IV user from the moment I just tried shooting up. That was the only way I used drugs after that. If I had a substance and I didn't have a syringe, I would go and find one, you know what I mean? Or I would borrow one, which is not anything that I'm proud of. Believe that. That's why I have hepatitis C. That's why I have hepatitis. That's why I got to get hepatitis C taken care of. I've been on the phone today, you guys, making appointments with a dermatologist, making appointments with my liver doctor because I have got to get this hepatitis C cured already. It's like been so many years. It's been like 5 years and I still haven't got it cured. So, why I'm explaining this to you. So my drug history, like I said, I was a poly addict. I was addicted to multiple substances at different times in my life, sometimes all at the same time. But I was one of those kind of drug addicts that, if you had it and it was there, I was going to use it. I didn't say no to any drugs. I would get high on anything. And I've had some extremely bad experiences doing that. So in particular, I remember one time I tripped acid for the first time, and I had been up for about 4 or 5 days on methamphetamine. And my friend Nathan, he was a dope cook, and my friend Nathan had just got some sweet tart acid. It was acid on sweet tarts. And we had taken some Oxycontin. This is back when the Oxycontin 80s were like everywhere. He had given me a half of an Oxycontin 80 after I had been up for like 4 or 5 days. So I was just trying to relax. Well, then it's like, well, why don't we trip acid, which was probably the worst thing I could have ever done, you guys. But I went ahead and agreed to take the acid, and I literally thought I was dying. I'll tell a story time all about that for you guys. I'm going to make a separate video about the time I tripped acid and I thought I was dying. So anyways, long story short, let me get to the point here. I count my time on Suboxone as clean time because I've worked my ass off to stay sober from all drugs. The only medications I take are Wellbutrin, Lexapro, and 1 milligram of Suboxone. And it has taken me every bit of 5 years to get to 1 milligram of Suboxone. It has been a lot of hard work and dedication. I don't take my sobriety lightly. I'm serious about staying sober. It's not a joke to me. And so when people kind of like try to discount my sobriety because I'm on maintenance medication, it's probably one of the worst things anybody can do to me, to get on my bad side. Because Mama don't play about her recovery. And I worked hard to get to where I'm at, you guys. Just because I got on Suboxone didn't make it easy. Like I said, I was a stimulant junkie, okay? I loved getting high on uppers. And so I loved everything about getting high on uppers. I loved it because it helped me not to eat so much. I loved it because I lost weight. I loved it because it gave me energy. I loved it because it made me want to have sex all the time. I mean, I loved methamphetamine, you know? So it was something I did a lot, especially in relationships. And so when I got sober, that was one of the hardest things for me to stay away from was meth and Xanax. Hi, Nichole. Do you think doctors who treat addiction but never had experience personally can really relate to the patient? Yeah, baby. Well, Eric, I don't think that a doctor has to necessarily have experience having addictions to be able to treat their patients with dignity and respect and compassion. And I'll tell you this. If you're asking about Dr. B, let me share a little story with you that you might not know. And if you want me to, I will reference the video where Dr. B shared this on my channel. Dr. B's dad passed away from an overdose when he was 4 years old. So Dr. B has a lot of experience with the disease of addiction. And so he's very passionate about helping addicts and alcoholics because he saw his dad die when he was only 4. So that is why I am such a big supporter of Dr. B and his channel, you guys, because I believe 100% in the treatment that he offers, and I see his heart, and I know that he wants to help people. I know, Bobby, I need to get him. I need to get that stuff for real. So anyway, yes, I count my time on Suboxone as clean time, and I'll have 5 years in July. That's 5 years away from shooting methamphetamine. That's 5 years away from smoking crack. That's 5 years away from popping benzos. That's 5 years away from drinking alcohol. That's 5 years away from taking acid, eating shrooms. I mean, that's a big accomplishment, you guys, especially for somebody like me who was just a basic I was a basic garbage can addict, you guys. I would take anything that was offered. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I want to encourage you guys, like if you're on a maintenance medication and you're working hard to stay sober and you're doing the right thing, don't discount your sobriety because you're on maintenance. You are absolutely sober, and you should absolutely count that time as your clean time. Now, listen. Hey, Emily. Welcome to the channel, girl. I'm so glad to have you from the UK. If you're somebody who is on Suboxone or methadone and you're still fucking around, you're still getting high, you're still manipulating and diverting your medication and doing all that other stuff, snorting it, shooting it, whatever, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are serious about their sobriety, who are not taking any other mind or mood altering substances and are just taking their medication as prescribed. If we go back and we take this to a 12-step, if we look at the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, in the books, it talks about some of us will need to take medications for the rest of our life. As long as those medications are prescribed and we are taking them as prescribed, then we are absolutely sober. Okay, and so a lot of people try to argue that, but it's like there's nothing to argue about it. There's some people who have to have medications. There's some addicts who have injured themselves for life. And maybe the way they got on drugs was because they had pain, severe pain. They started opiates, and then then they turned into having an opiate addiction because they didn't know they had the disease of addiction. Are those people supposed to struggle and suffer in pain? Or should they get on something that can help them manage their pain and stay sober at the same time, like Suboxone or methadone? So, we're in 2020 now, baby. Times are a changing. Do you think gabapentin helps with Percocet withdrawal? Hey, Rose. Do I think it helps with? Yes, I do think it helps with opiate withdrawal, but I also think that you need to consult a doctor and be very careful when taking gabapentin, because it is also extremely easy to form a dependency to gabapentin. It's very easily abused and taken, overtaken. And so please, 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 if you're going through Percocet withdrawal and you need help and you need support and you need a doctor to see you and help you off of it, you can call me, 501-991-5149, and I will help you get in contact with somebody who can taper you off Percocet. But please, please, please don't just go out and start buying stuff off the street, because that's when shit goes down and you can hurt yourself. Okay, you have a seizure, and get something that is not really gabapentin if you're buying it off the street. And I just want you guys to be really careful. I always recommend you consulting a physician. You know, some doctors prescribe it for that, but we talked about this last night or yesterday, Sunday, on the live with Dr. B, and he talked about how he felt about gabapentin and if he uses it, I think he said in that live that he uses it for a very short time at a very minimal dose. See, what you're seeing now with a lot of these doctors who don't understand addiction and don't understand opiate withdrawal is they are loading these addicts up on major milligrams of gabapentin, and then the addict is getting addicted to that, you know? So you guys, when you're coming off of medication, you just need to understand that if you're coming off Percocet or hydrocodone or heroin or any opiate, you got to understand that you're going to go through a time where you're not going to feel your best. You're going to have withdrawal. If you're somebody that, you know, needs help and you don't think you can make it through the withdrawal, that is why they make medications like Suboxone and methadone, where you can get transitioned onto those medications, build your sobriety, build your recovery support, and then once you feel like you're safe and you can do it, get off of it if you want to. You know, I just really think that it's so disappointing that there's such a stigma and a judgment surrounding Suboxone and methadone. I don't understand why people don't understand that the disease of addiction is a disease, okay? And so you don't judge somebody who has to take insulin for their diabetes that they caused themselves from overeating and eating unhealthy shit like sugar, you know? Emily, I had saw a comment from somebody that follows my channel, and it just made me think, like, I need to get on and talk about that, because I haven't talked about, there's a lot of things that I haven't talked about with you guys in a while, and I feel like because of the coronavirus and everything, I've just been kind of like only going on in the evenings, and it's not because I don't want to come on and talk with you guys, it's just because I've kind of been struggling with my schedule, and it's like, I'll wake up super late, like at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'm up until like 2 or 3 in the morning because Corona. And so now I'm trying to get back in the swing of waking up early in the morning and all that kind of good stuff. So I got my son on a whacked out schedule. Me and Nate are trying to get our lives together over here, y'all. So I just wanted to come on and chat with y'all. You know, I love going live. I love talking with you guys. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, you guys. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor, okay? But I will do my best to help you and support you through whatever you're going through. And that's what I can offer you. I can offer you guys my support, my recovery support. I can offer you consistency. I can offer you Relatability, I can offer you dependability. I will be here for you. Blondie says, I tried and tried, but I couldn't do it until I took Suboxone. Blondie, and that's okay, girl. I made a post today on Facebook, and the reason I did it was because I found there was a lady that had made a post about being sober in one of the groups, right? And somebody commented and told her she wasn't sober because she was on maintenance medications, okay? And first of all, if you're in recovery and you're going around and you're telling people that they're not sober, shame on you. Shame on you. You need to take a look at your own damn life and worry about that, because nobody asked you for your opinion on whether they were sober or not. First of all, and second of all, who made you in charge of the sobriety, giving people sobriety validation? Who made you in charge of that? This poor woman was just wanting to share her experience because she was proud of herself. And she got met with all these people telling her how she wasn't clean and sober. And it just boiled my water, y'all. I was just like, are you kidding me? And so I made a post and I talked about how, listen, if you're sober and you've gotten sober through abstinence, I commend you. Congratulations. Okay? But just because that's the way you got sober doesn't mean that the way I'm getting sober isn't right for me. You know, and looking at my life from the outside looking in, okay? When I was in my active addiction, my life was falling apart. No, I had no life. It was non-existent. It wasn't falling apart. It was already shattered, okay? I lost my son. I lost my job. I was losing my husband. My husband and I were going down a very treacherous path together, okay? My family didn't want anything to do with me. I was injecting meth and oxy every single day. I was hallucinating. I was losing my mind. I went to jail. I went to prison, and I lost my son to Child Protective Services, okay? That's what my addiction looked like. My sobriety looks like this. I have a job helping addicts and alcoholics, okay? I work another job where I go into stores and I do their merchandising. I have a son. He's been back with me for over 4 years. I'm fixing to celebrate 5 years sober without any drugs or alcohol. I have a home. I got $6,000 in my savings account, you guys. And you know what? I'm not touching it because I'm saving it for an emergency. And I could have never had any kind of amount of money in my savings account, yet alone a bank account in the first place. So if what I'm doing isn't sobriety or recovery or whatever you want to call it, then I don't know what it is, but I'm doing the damn thing, and I'm so damn proud of myself. And if you are changing your life and you're making better choices, and here's the thing, you guys. Addiction is about negative behaviors. It's about lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, hurting others. It's about hurting yourself and not loving yourself. Okay, if you're not actively living that life anymore, then you're in recovery. And that's why I love Mara. And I cannot wait till the Mara book is done so we can all read out of it together, because here's the thing, you guys. You're in recovery when you say you are. The day you walk through that door, the day you come onto this channel and you say, hi, my name is Blondie, I'm in recovery, then you are in recovery, and I'm here to support you in that. Okay, listen to me. I'm not going to co-sign negative behavior. I'm not going to co-sign, you going out and getting high and fucked up and saying that's okay. I'm not saying that's okay. But I know my limits. I know that I'm just an addict like you trying to stay sober one day at a time. I am not a doctor. I don't know what is good for you medically, just like you don't know what's good for me medically. So if you're on Suboxone, methadone, any kind of medication that's helping you live your life in a healthy way, keep doing what you got to do and don't worry what anybody else thinks. Please, you guys, please don't, because there are so many people who are going to have opinions about you being on maintenance medication. And I'm going to tell you something right now. A lot of people that I thought were my friends, that I thought supported this channel, they supported me while they could get something from me, and then they dipped out. Okay? Because I have built a fucking community here of people that are here every day that support each other no matter what. And we have a freaking die-hard crew here of people who are dedicated to Real Talk Recovery. And there are other people who see that and they don't have that on their channels. And so they act like they support me. They act like they support maintenance medication. And then when they get the little leverage that they need, they bounce out. So I'm telling you this, I've learned the hard way that, you know what? I'm here for you guys. I'm not here for other people. You know, I'm here for y'all. I'm not here for other people with platforms to try and build their platform off of me. I am here to help you guys. I'm here to support you guys in your sobriety. And it makes me so angry, you guys, because I could go on a whole rant just about people on YouTube right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. It just really, really is hard to watch people who acted like they were your friends and acted like they cared about you, and then they got what they wanted from you, and then they're nowhere to be found. They don't talk to you, they don't text you, they don't leave a comment on your video, they don't share your shit like you did for them a million times. Nothing. I saw this girl, she posted on Facebook, and she was like, what happened to, you know, reciprocating and helping people? You know, if we're all in recovery, right? And we're supposed to help one another. We're supposed to, you know, encourage each other. But why does it seem like I'm always the one that's encouraging and helping, and nobody's ever here to do the same for me? You know what I'm saying? I can name about 4 or 5 creators who have been here for me no matter what and never leave my side. But there are people who I mean, I have gone out on a limb for people, and they have not done a damn thing for me. And it really hurts. It hurts because I didn't go into the relationship wanting anything back from them, but it just makes me feel like they never cared about me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you some good creators that are in the recovery community. According to Jexy, Jeff from Grind and Shine Recovery, Dean, we just had him on the channel recently. He's a good guy. Shane Reinhardt. Let me think who else. There's not very many, you guys. There's not very many. I'll just tell you that. There's a lot of people in the recovery community who are opportunists, and they take what they can from you, and then you never talk to them again. Did I say Andrew? Andrew's a good guy. Nick Matson. Oh, I love him so much. Her Opiate Fix. Thank you, Misty. Thank you. These are my people. Okay, those are my people. Honestly, you guys, I haven't talked to any of the other ones in forever now. And I go out of my way to text them and check on them, but I don't hear from them. It's sad because it's like, I'm not trying to get anything from you. I'm just trying to support you and make sure you're okay because you have a recovery channel. And I thought that you were here to help others. But that's the thing, you guys. When the rubber meets the road, a lot of people are not here to help others. They're here to benefit themselves. Okay? And I want you guys to start being more aware of that. All right? Okay? I want you guys to start opening up your minds and realizing that, hey, this guy makes videos all the time, but I don't ever see him or talk to him, or he doesn't have a live stream and interact with any of us. Look into those things. Like, it's easy to come on here and to make a video where you don't interact with anybody, throw it up on your channel, pre-recorded, edit it. You know, that editing is hard, but making a video and throwing it up, interacting with your audience and getting to know them, having a personal relationship with them, that shit takes a lot of work. It is no joke, you guys. It is no joke. And I spend a lot of time, a lot of days where I am just on my phone reaching out to you guys, sending you guys my phone number, letting you guys know that I'm here if you need me. You know, Damn, I'm just telling you what. I tried to do a tag like a week ago. Was it a week ago? Where I wanted everybody to participate in this thing called hashtag I am not anonymous, right? And so I reached out to a couple people that have channels here on YouTube that are in recovery. I think Jexy did it. Sober Dogs too. Sober Dogs did it. Kyle. Okay. I'm writing down like some really good people who I know. Like they, and here's the thing. I understand everybody's human, but it's like, come on and let us know that you're okay. I talked about this in a video the other day because it's like, you guys are going to start to learn who is really here to help you with your sobriety and who's here just to make a quick famous buck. Okay. Y'all are going to start learning it. It's hard and it's sad to see it happen, but it happens all the time. Dr. B is the bomb.com. And listen, Dr. B is a doctor, okay? So I'm working really hard, me and Austin are, to make sure that we do live streams and stuff every like other Sunday or so. But Dr. B had gotten real backed up, you guys, and had a bunch of new patients. So we had to slow our roll a little bit and let him get caught back up. But, you know, I just want you guys to know that, like, I support that channel, Dr. B, because he has helped me so much in my own recovery. And if it wasn't for Dr. B kind of like validating my belief in my recovery that I'm sober on Suboxone, I don't know if I'd be here. I don't know if I would have stayed on it and actually tried to get sober and do the right thing, because I was so discouraged when I first started sharing about being on maintenance that I was like gonna jump off. You know, I was gonna jump off and fucking probably relapse. And so I feel like I just owe so much to him and a couple other people for helping me see that my sobriety is amazing and I am in recovery and I am sober and my clean time does count, you know. And I just think it's so discouraging when people want to act like it shouldn't or it doesn't, you know. And it makes me sad because we're all supposed to be here supporting one another. We're not supposed to be judging each other's sobriety in the first place. So anyway, I was just ranting a little bit. Helped me so much when I dropped. Hey, Emily, thank you. Anytime. And that's the thing, like, I work so, God, I hate doing this. I want y'all to understand something, okay? I want nothing more to be able to know every single one of you guys, all 4,800 of you guys. I want to know y'all all personally. And I work my fucking ass off to make sure that I can at least connect with you guys. I can at least talk to you, if it's through a live or text messaging or a message on Instagram. Like, it is very important to me because I am nobody. I am just Nichole. What I'm trying to say is I'm not anybody important. I am just a regular addict, a regular girl in recovery, and all I'm trying to do is help other people so they don't feel so alone. Because for so long, you guys, for so long, I felt so alone. And I didn't have any support. And I felt judged. And I felt looked down on. And I felt like I didn't fit in. Hey, Alex. And I'm sorry for those of you guys that are new, that see me cry all the time. I can't help it. It's part of me. I cry all the time. I get very emotional when I talk about things. I get very emotional when I talk about things because they're so near and dear to my heart. And one of the things that is so important to me is to let other people know, especially people know that are on maintenance medication, that they're not alone and that they're doing the right thing, and to keep pushing forward. Because I felt so much judgment, so much ridicule, so much, you're on Suboxone? You know you're not sober. People looking down on me like they were better than me. You know, like my recovery is not valid. Like I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm on Suboxone. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that victory is so sweet, you guys, because every person that subscribes to this channel and supports me is just one more person that is saying what she's doing is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys validate what I'm doing every single day by subscribing, commenting, liking, joining the Facebook group, joining Patreon, helping each other. Like, it just makes me see that I'm doing what is right. Like, I'm doing the right thing. I got to keep pushing forward. I can't let these people that are negative and judgmental get me down. I can't let the people who don't know how to have a healthy friendship, who have hurt me in the past, keep me from building healthy friendships and new relationships with new people. You know, and that's one of the things that I was struggling with so bad at the beginning of the year, was I was hurt by a couple of people that I thought were my friends here on YouTube. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not making friends with nobody anymore. I'm a lone wolf, you know? And I just planned on sticking to myself and being a loner. And then I found a couple other girls that I can connect with, you know? And it just, I know we all have our own things going on, but it doesn't take no time to reach out to somebody and let them know that you care about them and that you're thinking about them. It doesn't take 2 seconds to text a friend and check to see if they're okay. It doesn't take 1 minute to leave a comment on another creator's video who has literally stuck her neck out for you so many times and had you on her channel 5,599 times. You know, it's like, it doesn't take any time. And it just goes to show you that some people just don't appreciate it. Some people just don't appreciate loyalty, you know? God, it's so important to me, you guys. Like, it's one of the things that is just so important to me that maybe that's something that I need to work on. Maybe I expect too much out of people. Hey, that's another thing we could think about. You know, I've heard people say that my expectations are too high. Maybe that's true. Maybe I expect too much. But sometimes I don't think it's too much to expect and to want somebody to be a good friend. You know, like, but I know just from working the steps, right, the 12 steps through AA, that expectations are resentments waiting to happen. And so I've really tried to just start lowering my expectations and not expecting anything from anyone. And I have people on my channel just because I want to support them, you know, and I don't expect them to give me anything back in return. Does it mean that I wouldn't mind them actually reciprocating it and saying, hey, I want you to come on my channel? I would love that. That's what I would love more than anything, you know? But I have to learn that. And you know what? Maybe I should start asking people that, hey, I'm going to have you on my channel. Will you have me on yours? Maybe I'm not communicating clear enough to people that I want to be included too. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be included. I want to be a part of. I want to have my time to shine and come and introduce my content to other people. You guys don't understand. This is how it is on YouTube with other people in our recovery community and other communities that I mess with. I fuck with the prison community hard, you know, and there's a couple of guys who have gone out of their way to help me out. Tim Snow from Texas Prison Stories, Nate Dog 916 had me on his channel, Lockdown 23 and 1. I mean, those guys are good guys, and they see how they're a lot like the way I think. Like, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought that's the way it was supposed to be. Anyway, I'm just ranting now about YouTube. So this is so much bigger than just YouTube, you guys. It's just about relationships and friendships in general that I've had that, you know, were failed friendships because I put in so much and the other person didn't put shit in. So, like I said, I could just have too high expectations. So I'm still learning. I'm not perfect, like I said. Now, what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm making a list of content creators that I love in the recovery community and content creators that I love in the prison community, and I'm going to make a post or a video about that, so that way you guys will be able to know some good channels to check out. Okay? All right, you guys, I'll see y'all tonight at 7. I'm going to get off here, and I don't know, I think I'm going to work out with Nick, so I got to get a hold of him. All right, love y'all.